What's up YouTube, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Nike Air Max 1 Premium in this Keep Rippin', Stop Slippin' 2.0 colorway. Today's video is sponsored by the good people from Move Insoles. Move Insoles is one of the up-and-coming leaders in the performance insole space. Their products are designed and tested by pro athletes like Damian Lillard and Chris Paul of the NBA. And while they're more known for their performance insoles, the ones that you'd be wearing for sport, they also sell this one right here, which is called their all-day insole, and this is meant to be worn with everyday casual use sneakers, just like these Air Max ones that I'm reviewing. So this is definitely one of the most technologically advanced insoles I've ever worn. You can see that it's primarily constructed out of the recharge foam technology, which is what gives the insole its bounciness and responsiveness. And this black plate that you see here, this is a large TPU shank plate which really helps to cradle and support your foot. And my favorite thing about these insoles is that I feel extremely supported, especially underneath the arches of my foot. And there's other things, for example, like this active heel technology, which gives you the added impact protection in the area that you need it most. So there's so much going on with these insoles, but don't take my word for it. I've linked their website, their social media, all that good stuff down below. So check them out, try a pair for yourself, and be sure to tell them that I sent you. So Nike continues to release 2.0 versions of legendary Air Max 1s, and this 2.0 of the Keep Rippin', Stop Slippin' released back on November 28th. So these retailed for a price of $160 US or $210 here in Canada. And the official colorway for this shoe is pearl white, black, cedar, and vast gray. So the original Keep Rippin', Stop Slippin' Air Max 1, this released back in 2008, and it was part of a Nike Greatest Hits pack, which consisted of a Nike Air Stab and a Nike Air Max 90. But I have to say, unfortunately, this 2.0 version, it looks nothing like the original, which if anything was famously known for incorporating the iconic safari print, which is obviously missing on this 2.0 version. Anyways though, diving right into the details of this shoe, on the toe box you can see this is covered in this white colored mesh, but then surrounding the front toe cap, we have this very shaggy black and white colored suede, and this is a long-haired suede, and then embroidered on the lateral side, we have this mini swoosh which is done in this burgundy color. Covering the U-throat and the mid panel of the shoe, we have this cream colored leather, and then the top two eyelets are covered in this deep red or wine colored TPU. Stitched on top of the mid panel, we have that same shaggy suede which forms the shape of the Nike swoosh. And then beneath this you can see the mud guard here runs down the entire length of the shoe, wrapping around the back. On the upper portion of the ankle collar area, we have more of that white colored mesh, and then we have another cream colored leather panel surrounding the back of the shoe, and this is where you'll find the embroidery for the words "Keep Rippin', Stop Slippin'." As far as the laces go, so these only come with one lace option, and they're a very thin black colored flat lace. Underneath this, the tongue is covered in mesh, but the mesh here is more of a cream or off-white color. And at the very top, we have this black square tag with Nike Air Max branding done in this burgundy or wine color. So the back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this burgundy or wine colored mesh. And then the same thing goes for the insole. So this is your typical foam lined Air Max 1 insole, nothing special here, but we have Nike branding pressed onto the heel in black. So the upper of these Air Max 1s, this sits atop your standard polyurethane foam midsole, and in this case it's painted in this off-white color. Visible on the heel, of course, we have this window exposing the Nike Air technology that's found within the midsole, and then turning the shoe over to the bottom. So the outsole here is constructed out of a mix of black, this reddish or burgundy colored rubber, but the forefoot is given this translucent finish, exposing this graphic underneath this, which is probably my favorite part about this entire shoe. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Air Max 1s. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like any other recent Air Max 1, so I'd recommend most people to stick true to size. My foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and for recent Air Max 1s in the last few years, I've gone true to size no problem. So if you're someone that has a really wide foot, you might want to consider going up a half size. So whatever size you normally wear in recent Air Max 1s, stick with that exact same size and you should be okay. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any other Air Max 1, which unfortunately is not the most comfortable sneaker. However, for an everyday casual use shoe, it's going to be okay, just don't expect anything too soft or too plush underfoot. It feels a bit more on the rigid and firmer side, but again, for just an everyday shoe, it's going to be perfectly fine. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this pair, so material quality, I thought it was okay. Even though it's technically an Air Max 1 Premium, I wasn't exactly super wowed by the material quality. The suede, while it was like a long-haired shaggy suede, in my non-expert opinion, it just didn't really feel like it was the best suede that I've seen, but I thought the leather used on the mid panel was slightly better. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, for the most part it was pretty good. My biggest concern for Air Max 1s is my left foot and right foot not being consistent and not being symmetrical. But fortunately for my pair, they did line up and they were symmetrical. And aside from that though, I thought the stitch job was good, no visible glue stains that I could see, so I really had no major complaints about this release whatsoever. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you and I'll show you guys how these look. If I'm looking at this shoe for what it is and not tying it to the 2008 release, I think this is a pretty decent colorway of an Air Max 1. I think the color combination works with these cream, white, black, and the burgundy or wine colored hits. It's just a nice looking colorway of the Air Max 1. But like I mentioned earlier, this shoe has zero ties to specifically the safari print, which made the OGs very famous. And I thought that was something that was really missing with this release. So is it a must-have for an Air Max 1 fan? I don't think it necessarily is. I think it's kind of a stretch to call this a 2.0 version of the Keep Rippin' Stop Slippin'. But if you're able to grab these for a decent price, specifically under retail if possible, then I think this would be a pretty good addition to your collection. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this pair? For anyone watching, did you pick these up when they drop on November 28th? Are you potentially waiting for these to go for a better price? Or it's just not your thing and you passed altogether? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X or Twitter at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video.